Hey guys, what's up? It's Kev for the win, and we're back for another edition of Diablo 3. Today on the channel, we are taking a look at the embodiment of the Marauder set armor for the Demon Hunter. This is kind of one of those upper high to mid-tier type of armors that requires not a lot of work to use, but a decent amount of optimization. So here it is. Embodiment of the Marauder, 2-piece bonus, companion calls all companions to your side, 4-piece bonus, sentries deal 400% increased damage, and cast elemental arrow, chakram, impale, multi-shot, and cluster arrow when you do. 6-piece bonus, your primary skills, elemental arrow, chakram, impale, multi-shot, cluster arrow, companions, and vengeance, deal 12,000% increased damage for every active sentry. So basically this is a pet sentry build. The pets, not only the pets, but the sentries, ironically, count as pets, so that's kind of cool in that retrospect. We're going to be using, for all intents and purposes, a full set of Marauder. However, we're going to be using also Zoe's Belt. You take 8.6% less damage for every companion you have active. You also are going to be rocking the Focus and Restraint. Wraps of Clarity, your hatred generators reduce the damage taken. Squirt's Necklace, it makes you a bit of a glass cannon, however. We're going to be using the Daintiest weapons. Volt costs 8 hatred instead of discipline. Volt deals 800% increased damage. I like to volt around with this, and those are pretty good legendary weapons to have. So as you can see here, for the skills, we're going to be using Evasive Fire Focus. We're going to be using Sentry, Spitfire Turret. However, some people like to use the one with the cold root. We're going to be using Vengeance, Dark Heart. We're also going to be using Companion, Bat Companion, but remember, we get all the companions anyway. We're going to be using Volt Tumble. We're going to be using Multi-Shot, Full Broadside. And that will bring us now to the passives. Ambush, Call of the Week, Awareness, and this is very important. You want Custom Engineering, Anaconized Cube, Yang's Recurve, the Cloak of Garwolf, and Convention of Elements. That's what my Paragon looks like, for those of you who are wondering. For the follower, honestly, my recommendation, Nemesis Bracers, Flavor of Time. If you're not using the Sage set for grinding, you would probably want to put a Broken Crown there. I was Death Breath farming, for those of you who are wondering. But pretty much Broken Crown, Nemesis Bracers, Flavor of Time. Those are the 3 things that you really want to use on your particular follower. The rest of the stuff is kind of throwaway because it's nice to have them, but they don't particularly will help with anything. There aren't that many great emanate abilities. That's actually why I never bothered to make the follower guide that you guys asked for, because it's just really the only thing you need is Broken Crown, Nemesis Bracers, and Flavor of Time. Those are the only 3 really useful emanate abilities, outside of the set armor ones for specific niches in Nephilim. Alright, for the purpose of this demonstration, we're going to do a grade of 60, 65, 70, and 75. Right? When you get into the greater riff, what you could do is you could either fire off your evasive fire or your multi-shots. You want to also tactically place your sentries around. Depending on the map will depend how you place your sentry. What I like to do is I usually like to place sentries within a triangular type of position. That way when I fire off my multi-shot, they will be firing off in a wide spread area. With these particular maps, what I usually do is I'll place one on the left, one on the right, and then for my third one, I'll usually replace it towards the back or the front of me. I always try to make it like a triangular position. Obviously, it's kind of hard to do depending on the situation. Also, remember that you have a limited amount of sentries. You get 3 sentries in total. There is something you could put in the Anaconized Cube for more sentries. However, I feel like it's not as helpful or beneficial as it is the Cloak of Garwolf, in particular, or the other things that we have in the Anaconized Cube. So that's why I run particularly what I want. However, you could possibly, you know, play around with the build a little bit and take it to your own. So basically what you're going to be doing, obviously, is setting tactical advantage sentries around. Every once in a while, you're going to click in your companion. Your companions also are going to attack things and help you get certain buffs from them. So that's kind of cool there in that sense. It's a pet build. It's a very interesting pet build. Multi-shot in general is a very good skill to run on the Demon Hunter. Obviously, if you want to just go pure multi-shot, I would recommend checking out our Unhallowed Essence video, which is available in the playlist. That's a very S-tier-like Demon Hunter armor that focuses primarily just on multi-shot. This one is more like a pet build with the sentries, because the sentries really are what are going to increase the damage of multi-shot. And it helps you because you get a lot more multi-shots off that way. But this is an armor that really, at one point, it was a little bit better where maybe people would have considered it high upper to S tier. But obviously, as time has gone on and our armors have come out, particularly Gears of Dreadland, obviously, and just the Unhallowed Essence armor in particular, it's lost some significant favor. It's still a pretty good armor. Like, as we all know, in Season 24 of Diablo, Natalia's Vengeance is the starter set armor. So, with that being said, Natalia's Vengeance, as I covered in that video, is a very bad armor to run. It's probably one of the worst next to Trag'Oul's corroded, the Trag'Oul's Avatar set armor as probably F tier armor. So, let's say in theory that you ran into the Marauder set pieces and you were rocking Natalia and you haven't gotten your Gears of Dreadland set, or Unhallowed Essence for this matter, this actually could do pretty well. This can take you up until about Greater Rift 70 comfortably without a lot of optimization. Sometimes in season I've run like Legacy, Liturgy of the Undead, the Legacy of Nightmare set in particular, because you could actually get a couple of things. Now, in terms of optimization, which we'll talk about in a second, let me take out for the Rift Guardian, what you want to do is place like 2 turrets to 3 turrets and then fire off the multi-shots, and then just kind of hang back there. You know, so there's that. That's pretty much the strategy you want to do. Let's level up these gems here. For this particular build, what I'm running is, I am actually running Simplicity Strength to power up my Evasive Fire, just so it has a little bit more kick to it, because I have to use it quite a bit to get back some of my primary resources. I am also using a Bane and Trap and a Bane and Stricken. You can play around with this. If you like to stay far away and zone, you could, in theory, put in Zay's Stone of Vengeance. Let's see what the clear time was on this. Alright, 3 minutes and 12-second clear time, greater of 60, Torment 13, difficulty equivalent. Another thing you could do, like I said, Zay's Stone of Vengeance, if you want to attack from far and let your Sentries do the thing. I don't feel like it's that very effective, per se, but it is a viable strategy. So that's another way you could go. Since you are using pets, if you wanted to, you could run the Enforcer Gem. I don't really feel like that's good for this. I feel like really Simplicity, Strength, Bane of the Trap, and Bane of Stricken are the way to go, because they just will give you more practicality and be able to push you a little higher up into the Greater Rifts, just based on what they have to offer and add additional benefits to your particular armor. For those of you wondering what Vengeance is here for, Vengeance is here for when you want to take a little less damage, when you run into things that are maybe a little too tanky, maybe you don't have your Sentries available to place on the ground. It also helps to build back Resource Generator, because remember, with this particular build, you have a tendency that you can run out of your hatred very fast. And then trying to go against particularly elite packs with this particular armor, the Evasive Fire might not be enough with the Simplicity Strength, so that's why Vengeance will give it a little extra kick and give you a little tankiness and build back a lot of that hatred. Obviously, you can also click in your companion and get back some of your hatred that way as well. But there's a lot of things going on. Vengeance is here to help build back hatred and to take less hits. It also gives you mobility, and then when you use it with Tumble, in particular because of the weapons we're using, you can get some significant kills off of things that way as well, so that's kind of how it works. In terms of optimization for this armor, what should you be doing? My recommendation on your helm, get crit hit chance 6.0%. On your gloves, I would recommend these 3 stats. Crit hit chance 6.0%. I would recommend crit hit damage 50%. I would recommend attack speed 8.0%, or whatever type of attack speed you could potentially get. I know those 3 stats all getting on the roll are very difficult, and it might take you a while, but those will kind of give you more bang for your buck. Subsequently, what I would personally do after that is I would add 15% to multi-shot wherever it is available. I would also add 15% to evasive fire wherever available, if you can. If you can't, that's not a big deal. Also, since Sentries are a main source of damage on this build besides multi-shot, I would recommend, if you can, getting 15% on Sentries wherever possible. So those are really the things you should probably prioritize to get a little bit more bang for your buck with this armor. Cooldown reduction is kind of an interesting topic, because the only thing that really cooldown reduction is going to help you with on this particular build is your Vengeance and your Sentries, but your Sentries in general have a pretty fast cooldown naturally. If you feel like you don't have enough cooldown, you could simply take out some gems and put in Flawless Royal Diamonds, either in your pants or your chest. You could put probably 2 in your pants and you'd be just fine with that. 2 legendary gems in your pants. Because I just said in your pants, and then somebody might come in here with a dirty thing and try to cancel me. So, yeah. That's something you could do. And that kind of give you a little bit more cooldown. I don't really feel like you need that much, but if you want 8.0% cooldown wherever possible, just to have your sentries on faster cooldown your vengeance, you can definitely do that. I would recommend also getting 8.0% resource cost reduction, just because it will cost you less to use your multi-shot, which means you can do more multi-shotting and spend less hatred, so why would you not want to do that? Just makes perfect sense. Obviously, wherever you can get your dexterity at the perfect rolls would be good too. Obviously, when it comes to optimizing armors, there's a lot of things that you have to factor in. I know it's something that probably go over a lot of people's head maybe, which is why I provided a link in the description to a sample armor build that will answer your questions, give you a breakdown from Icy Vein. They're a very good resource for Diablo 3 guides and builds. If you have your own build that you'd like to share for the Embodiment and Marauder set, definitely feel free to post it in the comment section. I will give you a word of cautionary tale. Do not post links to our content creators' work. That includes max GG rolls. I do not tolerate that on my channel. You know what? So I consider that L-type promotion, so that's a big no-no. So please do not post those things. That's my little PS. Hey there. So keeping that in mind, you know, you feel free to share your own personal builds if you have them. Subsequently, where would this armor particularly stand in terms of Diablo 3 Season 24? Well, for starters, it's not going to get you the top leaderboard placement. When this armor is fully optimized, and by fully optimized, I mean every piece of your armor is Ancient Legendary. I'm going to place 2 turrets here, and then I'm going to place a third one and fire my multi-shot. As you see, it pretty much will, not one-shot, but do a lot of damage to the Rift Guardian thanks to Bane and the Stricken. So there's that. But definitely, in terms of tier list, this is like a mid-tier armor. You know, yeah, definitely a mid-tier armor. Like, I would say, the 2 S-tier armors, in my personal viewpoint, is obviously Gears of Dreadland is, like, above everything else, even with the nerfs. Then I would say Unhallowed Essence comes in a very, very close second. In a distant third, I would say the Shadow's Mantle set armor, which is the Impale set, is very good. That was 4 minute and 57 second clear time, greater of 65. As you go higher up, the clear times are going to go up significantly because this just can't do as much damage, even with optimization, based on the type of set piece bonuses that you get and the damage output you get for the set piece bonus. This is significantly weaker, which is why I would say Marauder probably would be the 4th best option for the Demon Hunter, really. And then after that, you would have Natalia's Vengeance there. But, you know, it's just not. Natalia's the worst. Marauder is significantly better than Natalia, but when you compare it to the Shadows of Mantle, which could just really devastate things and perform significantly better and does better clear times than this particular armor set does on this particular Greater Rift. And we're talking in terms of speed farming here, keep in mind, not like push-wise. You know, this is a very, very distant 4th place to... It's a very big gap between Shadow's Mantle and Marauder in terms of tier, at least in my opinion. You know, obviously this is my personal opinions and experience. It could be different for other people, so don't, like, try to lynch me over stuff like this. You know, this is just personal opinions and viewpoint. So, you know, like, if you're rocking the Demon Hunter, really the best way to go is Gears of Dreadland or Unhallowed Essence. And then if not, like, you want something different because you're tired of playing those particular playstyles, then I'd say, like, Shadow's Burden. Or if you're really tired of that one, too, because I know a lot of Demon Hunter players get tired of all 3 of those, then I would say, like, try out Marauder, because it's not bad, it's not great, but it could get you at least to a Greater Rift 120, 125, you know, fully optimized. It might be able to, in the hands of a very capable player, maybe get you into the 130s. It's definitely not going to be able to do 150 solo. No way. And if you do 150 in a group, that group would have to have S-tier armors and know what they're doing, and you'd have to know what you're doing. You know, it's questionable even if you could. You'd probably be slowing down your group, honestly, in my personal opinion. A lot of people probably will see the set and not want to really group up, because that's just kind of how it is, really, when it comes to Diablo 3 sometimes with the online play, which is actually a very interesting segue here, because I know people always ask me on the channel, oh, can I add you on Diablo 3? Can we play sometimes on the Switch or everything on the Switch? Because people know I play on the Nintendo Switch platform. All the information they'll provide in these guides works for any platform, including PC. No difference. The only difference is my UI and the fact I'm playing on a Switch Joy-Cons and whatnot this game. And kind of wrecking on Switch Joy-Cons that even drift, mind you guys. So, you know. But to answer your question, I really don't play Diablo 3 multiplayer, particularly on Nintendo Switch. There's a lot of reasons for that. I've always played Diablo mostly as a solo player. I just prefer that to play that way. My brain thinks from a solo player particular standpoint, you know, so that's why I do things that way. That's why my content's like that on this channel. But you know, the other thing is that, like I mentioned before on my channel for other things, my Nintendo Switch does really not play very well with the online. You know, sometimes it connects and works, sometimes it doesn't. A lot of communication issues. It's just not the best system for me to use to play games online. It just doesn't work. I don't like the latency. There's a lot of latency issues, connectivity issues. I've mentioned a lot of times because I know there's a lot of people for things I've played on the channel before that wanted to play. It's just not. It doesn't work. That's why I moved over to PC. I just do mostly PC gaming because I don't have any problems in terms of internet connectivity with PC gaming. I have a perfect experience most of the time. That's why I kind of moved on to that. So, you know, there's that. Now, in terms of future for this channel in regards to Diablo 3 and also Diablo 2 Resurrected, because this comes up quite a bit. I have addressed it in the last couple of videos, but maybe you skimmed over those or you didn't see them. In September 23rd, Diablo 3 is supposed to be released. I mean, we don't know exactly if it'll still get released based on all the happenings in Blizzard right now, with, you know, the protest and people kind of like walking out on the job, which I'm totally understandable considering the atrocious things that have come out regarding Blizzard. But I'll let other people talk about that. I've already beat this horse dead so many times already in regards to my stance, how I don't condone anything. But my channel is a Diablo channel. That's what viewers come, so that's why I do, you know, content. I can't boycott it. I wouldn't have a channel then at this point. So, you know, that's that. But, you know, so there's a lot of questions if it comes out, but it's slated to come out September 23rd. So I am picking it up. I'm still not sure if I'm going to get it on the Nintendo Switch or PC. Being able to play on the Switch handheld while watching TV and everything is kind of great. Having to potentially have a DRM protected type of game on my laptop, and then let's say I want to go on a trip or something, I'm not near an internet connection, or the internet connection is bad, and I can't grind offline for Diablo 2 to make videos and stuff, would kind of piss me off. Alright, that was a greater of 74-minute and 40-second clear time. Very, very good. Good strides all around here. Pretty decent armor. Like I said, mid-tier, you're not going to get amazing clear times. This is a greater of 75 for those of you who are wondering. So yeah, in terms of Diablo 2, that's kind of where I'm leaning right now to the Nintendo Switch, just because, you know, if I can't play it offline, it would make making content harder if I, like, decide I want to do things on the go or do things on the leisurely, and I don't know. I might change my mind. Like I said, it's always potentially. I need to see, like, real confirmation as to exactly how Diablo 2 Resurrected is going to work in terms of offline on PC before I'm, like, totally sold to get it on that instead of playing it on the Nintendo Switch. However, the other good thing is if I got it on PC, I could always stream it on Twitch, which is something that, you know, people want me to stream Diablo stuff on Twitch in the future. So maybe, I don't know, like I said, I'm going to reevaluate still and see exactly what is going on in that retrospect. Subsequently, in terms of Diablo 3, right now the plan is I'm going to do 2 Diablo 2 Resurrected builds videos a week in September, starting in September, late September, going into, obviously, early October. I also do 1 Diablo 3 video a week for the moment. Obviously, the first week of Diablo 2, and maybe even the second week, I'm not really going to be able to make armor builds and stuff for set armors and, like, have them super optimized, because obviously the game will be fresh, and I do play other things, and obviously, despite the fact these guys get video uploads on this channel Monday through Friday, I do actually have a life outside of this stuff, believe it or not. I know, crazy, a content creator has a life outside of gaming, right? Okay, so, with that being said, though, the plan is 2 Diablo 2 videos a week, and then first couple of weeks is going to be very simplistic stuff, maybe even general first impression, and then I will eventually grind a bit more and make up some more of the good end game type of stuff that you can do in the game. With that being said, in terms of Diablo 3, I also want to evaluate what Blizzard is going to do if we're going to get Season 25. If we get Season 25, I will continue to do Diablo 3 content. Again, it's only going to be once a week. I'm not going to do like I do now, where I do 3 Diablo 3 videos a week, and then like 2 Diablo 2 videos a week as well, to cover something. I think at this point that Diablo 3 is on its twilight, you know, pretty much on life support, and it's going to have its plug pulled pretty soon. I don't really see us getting more seasons, but, you know, if we do, it's good that they're going to keep supporting, you know, a game that obviously sells very well, you know, on the Nintendo Switch in particular, and certain things, because there's a lot of people picking up Diablo 3 all the time on Nintendo Switch, which is kind of crazy. Maybe not so much now, considering everything that's going on, but, you know, everybody's entitled to how they feel in regards to that sensitive subject matter. Moving on, though, in regards to other things like, so, you know, if we do not get a Diablo 3 Season 25, which I think is probably going to be the most likely case, what I would do then is I would make final builds videos for every set armor that we have covered, an armor build on this channel since I've been doing Diablo 3 content. Every build getting a final build, final thoughts, everything of the sort. And then I would pretty much probably bid Diablo 3 content a very fond farewell. I know that's very bittersweet for me to talk about it, considering that I've been doing Diablo 3 content for like over a year plus now. Our channel's been here a year plus now. Our channel pretty much became relevant, ironically, thanks to Diablo 3 content that I just tried as like an experiment. And like I always say on the channel, thank you to everybody that stuck around with me for the Diablo 3 content, that, you know, follows, subs, you know, Pat shares the links, because I know you guys share the link. You know, you also leave very, very positive comments, constructive feedback, which I do like constructive feedback, as long as it's done, you know, in a polite manner. You know, I engage everybody. I try to answer everybody's questions and respond back to everybody's comments when they are obviously, you know, constructive criticism and very positive. We don't have time on this channel for negativity, so that's why I never will address negativity or even pay mind to it, because that's kind of what you gotta do when you do content creation. But yeah, you know, thank you guys so much for all the support and love that you have given the channel. You know, I always say I'm going to be internally grateful, no pun intended, because I know this is Diablo 3 Eternal Collection, for all the support that the Diablo viewers have given this channel to make it as successful as it's been, because it's been very successful for a guy that was told very early into when I said I was going to start doing YouTube during the pandemic, that I had like a close friend tell me that this was going to be a waste of time and that nobody would ever watch my stuff. And look where we are now, right? So who was wrong? Maybe not me. So that's why I always say sometimes you gotta kind of just try things out, stick to it, put in the work. You know, this is for anybody that wants to do content creation. You know, it's not easy, obviously. I work crazy hard. In fact, this video that you're watching now, I recorded over the span of 2 weeks, 30 videos, so I could take a mini vacation that you guys have not noticed in the month of August, but I wanted to leave you guys content for the entire month, because, you know, that's just kind of how I roll, and, you know, I don't want to leave everybody high and dry, because, you know, YouTube all over them. This is hard work, guys. Like, if you've never done it, it's not as easy as it seems. It's not as simple as pushing a record button and everything of the sort. So, you know, this is my PSA. If you have a favorite content creator besides, like, me, and if I'm your favorite content creator, I'm so humbled that you think that. Just, like, be nice to them and stuff if sometimes they don't put out content. Like, it's hard to do 5 days a week content, and I do that. And there's some people who, you know, do less content, are more stressed out, or do Twitch streaming, and are more stressed out. Speaking of Twitch, I am going to be doing Twitch streaming in September again. Like, I'm going to have a better schedule for that, so that I can balance doing YouTube and Twitch, because I know people want me to do Twitch and YouTube. So I'm going to work it out. Probably I'm already working out in the month of August to see how I'm going to orient both things. Maybe it means I put less things on the YouTube schedule, so I have like a day dedicated in particular, Alright, that was a greater of 75, 6-minute clear time. As you see, it kind of drops off significantly in power. So yeah, that's stuff that I have planned in September, but we gotta get to September first before I talk more about what we're doing, you know, concrete-wise. Alright guys, that's gonna do it for today's Diablo 3 video. As always, a like on this video is greatly appreciated. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, consider doing so as it helps the channel grow, and I will see you for the next Diablo 3 video. Till next time.